This is a tutorial on how to use the new BI tool, Business Intelligence tool. It's called Power BI. I'm going to quickly go over a accounts receivable dashboard and report. The rest of the reports, you can play with them, but we have not really done much work on them. They are just out of the box. We haven't checked them or customized them. So we're not looking for more work in fixing things. If you choose to play with other reports at this point, I can't help you. First step is to go to powerbi.microsoft.com. You'll come to this page, hit sign in. I will send you your credentials, or I'll have Microsoft send you your temporary credentials. It will ask you to change your password. At the moment, we have not gotten the password linked to your Windows login. We tried, and it just got to be a whole lot of work for only 40 users that are on Power BI at this point. So someday, maybe. Right now, no. It'll be a different password, and you'll have to remember when you change your other password, this one will not update. Like that. There we go. Obviously not my Windows password. So I've got mine set up to go automatically to this dashboard, but yours will probably come to a blank gray screen. So the first thing you will have to do is go to this little button here. Your menu may look like that, which is a little bit easier to read, but if it looks like the buttons, they're still in the same order. We're looking for the one that says workspaces, not my workspace if you have a button that says that, but workspaces. Click that and go to finance. And here you'll have a bunch of different dashboards. The one we are going over right now is accounts receivable analysis. Click that. To make this dashboard the first thing you see when you log in, you will click a button up here that says featured dashboard. And when you click it, it will change to disable featured. But that's what causes this to be my opening screen. These dashboard widgets, or visuals as they call them, are just pictures of the current status. You can not interact with them, but when you click on one of them, like this one I'm going to click on, it takes you to a page that has that information on it. So this was the one I clicked on, and it brought me to this page where it's interactive. Right now, I am looking at the entire company. You can filter by region, or by branch, or by department. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. This is total AR. This is the average days it takes somebody to pay, or in your region. This is 30, 60, 90, and over 90 days. Departments, branches. This is all the customers by aging bucket, kind of like this, but by customer. And this is an interesting little visual. It shows the average days to pay for a customer, and then the green bar is the average days open of their current invoices. So if you found one that has a green bar that's longer, that's an indication that they have some invoices that are not paying at their typical time. Be careful with this report though, because they haven't paid it for 70 days longer than their average pay. time, but it could be 1 cent. So there is, you do have to take this with a grain of salt. Dig into it before you call them. The next page is AR balance by customer. Just shows you a list of customers. It should update these filters based on what you set over here, but you can still filter on this page either way. This is month over month, the average percent of your receivables that are overdue. That means over 30 days. The average percent of our receivables that are over 30 days is climbing. The next tab is AR aging details by invoice date. This is the report that you've been getting from Dad. It's aging by location, department, account, customer, invoice, and date. Now the thing to remember on these is there may be an invoice here, but let me see if I can find one. Frequently you will find, they're all going to be at the bottom. There is not a branch or a department assigned to Unapplied Cash. So this account may have a payment on it that is not applied to an invoice. But those payments, because they're not applied to an invoice, the invoice would be where it got department and location. So the unapplied cash is at the very end of this list, and this customer might not have the balance you're seeing here. It may just not be applied. So again, you can look at this report and make your notes, print it out, whatever, but you need to go look at the account before you make any decisions on calling them. Next tab is balance by external rep and department. It's just showing all the departments and branches here and their aging. And the external reps, NA, should slowly go away over time, but that is all the migrated stuff. We didn't have a sales rep on our migrated AR. This one you probably won't be interested in, but it is COD AR. It's really a measure of the transactions that we've closed that we have not gotten applied to a invoice yet. So there's about 10 million of credit cards or C&H accounts or cash or whatever that we probably have but have not applied to an account yet. All of these pages, again, can be filtered by region, branch, department. Let's go back to this one. 3 little dots. They don't show up unless your mouse is over the visual or the table. Take those 3 little dots, click it, export data, export, and eventually it will give us an Excel file that you can save wherever you want, name it whatever you want. Call it AR 91418. Save. And when you open it, pay no attention to that. That's not the file. When you open it, it will list the filters and everything up here. I would delete those rows because as soon as you try to make these columns the right width, That's just stupid. So I delete those top rows. Then highlight all your columns, double click the column width, and it auto sizes them correctly. And this is your AR report. There's your aging, total balance, date of the invoice. If you wanted to see all of this by business partner balance or customer balance, you can, with your box, click inside the table is what I'm trying to say, and go to Insert Pivot Table. Okay. Then drag location to the rows area. I don't know why that's showing that way. I don't like it that way. There we go. Location, department, account, customer, and then drag anything that has a dollar balance into the values box. Now you have a table that shows customer balance, doesn't have invoice or date in there. So assuming the unapplied cash is in this table somewhere, like at the very bottom, it will get pulled into these numbers, which is helpful. Then you can double click on one of these values. Don't double click on one of these, it'll give you weird questions. Double click on one of the ones that doesn't have the arrow, one of the ones that's these values, like say that, and it will give you a list of all the invoices and their dates. There you go. I'm going to delete that. It creates a new sheet every time you double click. So, okay, that is the end of the tutorial.